Hey guys, so this is my last video, but I wanted you guys to catch it. So I am going to do a quick whiteboard demo of my team structure. So I get a lot of questions about it's called an organizational chart. I get a lot of, well, it's called that in corporate. I guess you can call it whatever you want outside of corporate, right? But a organizational chart so you can see who supports me, what their roles are, and how my team is structured and what I've hired up. Again, it's worth noting that everything that I'm showing you about how my business is built is not what you have to do right now. Remember, I started with zero. I started with 0 people. It was just me. I just did the work. I got over myself and I realized that I had to start. And if I didn't start, I couldn't get to this point. And I showed up every day and I was consistent. And I did it while I was tired. I am tired right now. Like I've been talking on average for about 6 to 8 hours a day. I wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow to fly to Miami, and then I hit the stage at 9:30 on Thursday, and then I come back for 3 days, and then I do it again in Charlotte. So make no mistake that this life is not for chumps. You just got to show up and do it, you know, and it's not, but you get paid handsomely to do it and it's worth it. So I'm going to pop on here and I'm going to show you my team structure real quick. Just feel free to hop in the comments so I know that people are here, because there's always like a little bit of a delay. So, and I love it, guys. I want to make no mistake. I love what I do. I'm blessed. It makes me happy. I just get physically tired. That's all, because I'm a real person. That's why I'm not, what you're catching right now is like Nicole, not so chipper. This is like awake Nicole, but Nicole who's like brain. And I've had nothing but business meetings all day. So it's like, I just onboarded a new person on my team. So my company is NAP Nick LLC. Organizational chart. I will not put people's names in, but I'll give you a general idea of what their roles are. Okay. So here you go. Yeah, it'll be like no talking on the plane tomorrow, because I also need to save my voice so that I can get on stage. So first role is CEO. Obviously, that's me. The next role that I have in my company that I hired out, which was the most important thing, which actually this person ended up leaving and I replaced them. I replaced them 2 months ago when I decided I wasn't going to sell my business. What a lot of you guys don't know, and I'll tell a story about it later, but my COO parted ways with my company in March, and I did both roles for the entire time that I was there. So it was like, so from March until now, I actually played both of these roles. I not only was the CEO where I was talent, vision, and all that, and growth, but I also was the COO, which means I managed my whole team. I did my entire structure. I loaded and ran all my emails. I did meetings, and like I did everything. So I would get on stage, and then I would, after stage and after greeting fans, I would go back upstairs, log into my computer, and make sure I did quality control checks, make sure my video was right. And I've been doing that since March. I just hired my new COO it's been a month now, beginning of August. And I'm very excited that this person is starting, because it is exhausted. So it's exhausting to do both roles. So it's the first thing that you need. So under this, I have a personal assistant. That is not how you spell assistant. And I call this on the ground. And that person travels with me. And then over here, house manager, who is at home. And this person is part of the NAPNIC organization, because they're necessary to my business. So under my COO, he has a director of operations, and you guys know her as Jan. This COO is basically like my duplicate. The only difference is that this person doesn't go on stage. Then, is this making sense to you guys? Okay, cool. And then if I come down, Jan manages 3 people. I have an in-house, I have a web developer for everything. Meaning like if something crashes, when you guys are like, I can't see a video or whatever, we're sending that information. Oh, we all communicate using a software system called Slack. And Slack is like our office, just so you know. So we're all in Slack. So web developer, and then we have in everyday admin. This person, I'll tell you what each role serves. And then here I have what do I want to call him? Visual and media coordinator. I'll explain what each of these roles does. For a while, off in a separate bubble, I had a PR person. Public relations. And an agent. And those people work together to do things like promote your products, promote your books, all that stuff, but they're paid on a monthly retainer. So when I talk about the $32,000 a month, $32,000 a month is for all those people. My media agent costs me like a percentage of it's a percentage of deals. And then my PR person cost me a month. Okay, let's see here. These people are all full-time. No, these people are all 20 hours a week each. This is 40 hours plus 40 hours plus 40 hours plus. And then US based. So they're all US based. So let's see. The question people always ask me is, at what point did I add them? So after my first launch, where I hit 53,000, I started working with a different COO that I had before, and it was just the 2 of us. So the 2 of us were together until this past March. But during that time frame, I also hired another person. Like I had another, like an assistant. So it was only me, this person, and this person up until March. I built out all of this stuff in the past year because my business got so big. So none of these people. And I hired all these people after my first $50,000, if that gives you guys a marking point. So when my business hit 6 figures, I knew I needed at least 1 assistant, and I knew I needed a COO. But here's the thing, truth moment, I work hard as heck. Like no excuses, like I work hard as heck. Like I am that person who will stay up until 4 a.m. editing a video without hesitation and with total confidence that it's going to make me money. I am that person who will go live on Scope 3 or 4 times until my stuff gets sold and I hit goals. Like no excuses. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not that, like, and I'm not saying that like I encourage the crazy hustle mindset. It's that I wanted this team, so I worked really hard to get it. You know what I mean? And now I don't do all this stuff unless it's like launch season. So launch season. In terms of partner talk, that happened. So the person that I originally was anticipating to be, once I parted ways with my original COO in March, I knew I needed a partner, and someone presented themselves, and then I decided that person wasn't a good fit, the one that I was really stressed out about. Because God's not the author of confusion. 1 Corinthians 14:33. I knew that person was not a good fit. So just kept praying on it, and someone else presented themselves, and I hired that person at the top of August. And that person is 100%. I actually prayed for him by name, and he worked out. So, but that's another conversation for another day. Now I'm going to answer your questions about who does what. So, who does what? I am talent, which means I do, and this is not set in stone. Like, understand that when you have a business, you can make it whatever you want to. I do filming, I do copy. Oh, you know what else I also have over here? I have a bookkeeper and a CPA that I pay monthly. They are on retainer, and they cost me together, I think it's $450 a month. I also have dotted line, Hubin, legal, and I pay him sandwiches. So filming, copy, I do negotiations. Hubin does help with that. I do my own pitching. I do my content. Partly because those are the things I want to do. Oh, I also do my social. And then here my COO does growth, reporting, like management, brand direction. Because here's the thing, when you are building your business, I need to be focused on being excellent in the now. This is the person that makes sure that my being excellent in the now is going to get me to the later. Brand direction. Doesn't really do pitching. Keynotes in my speeches. So this person kind of pulls together, like I go over them with this person, and make sure that they fit the tone of the business. Bunch of stuff. Head of operations. So everything that this person does under here, he also has to be able to do himself. So director of operation does management of the below admins and escalations. What do escalations look like? If somebody's having an issue and it hasn't been addressed right away, it goes to Jan. If somebody needs something now with payment, it goes to Jan. For instance, only these people have access to my credit card information. Like not credit card, bank card, like card information. So they're not able to see all my stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because like I don't need my everyday admin who does my logins. She doesn't ever need to do that. And they also have approval limits. So my personal assistant can spend up to $300 without talking to me. My COO can spend unlimited money without talking to me, whatever's good for the business. Director of operations can spend $1,000 without talking to me. And those are their limits, meaning there's no approval required. Just make the call, as necessary. So my web developer does, all tech issues and new software and building and backups, like backing up my hard drives and stuff. My everyday admin does like logins. You guys know it's Peyton. You guys know Peyton. Does logins, does logins, just everyday issues, sorting my inbox. You name it. My visual and media coordinator does like video editing, teachable management, software research, ConvertKit email loading. So if I write an email, this person's getting it in there. My my personal assistant's on the ground, and she does everything from I need safety pins to go pick up my mail. So like mail, travel. She builds when I travel, I travel with an itinerary and an agenda. I only ever want to look on one piece of paper when I travel. I don't want to have to sort through a bunch of stuff in my inbox. So everything is pulled onto an agenda. I also like when I go on site to have the places I need to be written down with the time that I need to be there in bold, so I know exactly where I'm supposed to be. And she carries that so that she can pull me. She's also my bulldog, meaning when I go places, she keeps me on schedule by saying, hey, it's time to go, because I will talk to people for years. So there's that. House manager does kids, groceries, talks to the cleaners, make sure that they come on time, like the cleaners are coming tomorrow. Kids, groceries, cleaners, straightens. She doesn't really clean, but she straightens. Like food prep, that type of stuff. Legal does contracts, negotiations, hugs. He's a professional hugger. That's just in my legal division. It may not be that in your legal division. Bookkeeper does taxes. My P&L, my monthly P&L, profit and loss statement. Reconciliation, which is going over all of my accounts to make sure things add up accordingly. But yeah, so that's my organizational chart. So it's not pretty, but that's what it looks like. I wish I had different colors, but there you go. Let's see what else. So, all right, my book is still in the works. Absolutely. My book is still being shopped by my media agent. However, I think I'm going to pull it. We have had offers. I have not gotten an offer that's over 6 figures. All the offers I've received were under 6 figures. They were, all 5 figures, but I know that my book is worth more in terms of an advance. Just an advance. I mean, they've been like pretty robust on the royalties on the back end, but they aren't good enough for me. And so what I think I'm going to do is pull it, because I just pull it. I think I'm going to pull my book from my agent, just because with the show deal, that's going to change everything. So we'll see how that goes. So that's it. Do PR and media do things like Facebook ads? No, they don't do any of that. So PR and media do things like leveraging their contacts to get you in with a TV show for an interview, leveraging collaborations. They do like some type of pitching stuff. But you have to give them something to pitch. And that's why I'm always telling you guys, build, because you can't get to this other stuff if you don't do the things you need to do. You know what I mean? Like, you have to give them something to work with. So I couldn't bring on PR until I could afford it, because they work on retainer, $2,500 a month. So because they work on retainer, I couldn't bring them on until I could afford them. So I didn't get PR until probably a year into my journey. So yeah, pulling the book is tough though, because I worked really, really hard on my proposal. So I'm like, oh. But it has to make sense. Just where I am right now, I just don't know. And I'm not gonna lie, I loved my proposal in the season I was in, but as I've grown and developed, and especially with stuff like turning down the book, the business sale, to the person who was interested in buying it, I kind of want to update the book. Like, I kind of feel like it would, I don't know if it would go in a different direction. It's just I've gone through some stuff recently that I think would need to go in there. Did I get help with knowing how and when to build this? No. Like, I worked in corporate. This is what I did for corporations. So when it comes to stuff like product development, that's what I did in corporate. I built products, and I built and I set up the sales structure for them. So that's what I did. When I first came in, when I first started like 10 years ago, and I was just new, I was watching and paying attention and going to meetings and seeing what worked and what didn't work and proposing ideas. So I got really good at understanding what type of product structure works and what development makes sense. So then when I was hired by my second company, that was actually poached from my first company to go build something from scratch for my second company. And when I went there, I built up their system. So they were like at 2 million to like 200 million. So with them, I built their product Like I built the structure and all that stuff, and the sales division and all that stuff. And then when it comes to organizational structure, what you're seeing mimics corporate structure. It's just a smaller micro version of it. I don't have like 10 division managers, and, you know, I don't have 15 VPs, you know, vice presidents, but eventually I'll have that too. You know, it's just, it doesn't really make sense to do it right now. But yeah, like, as you can see, like, it's gotten really big. So it's getting bigger, but there's that. So I am headed out. I've got to get back to the family, but there's lots of good videos in here that should help. And I'm going to be not absent, but busy for the next 2 days, because I have, I'll still get in here and approve posts, and I'll still answer stuff like I always do, but I just won't have any content because I will need to just focus on being on stage. Where do my mentors come into play? So my mentors are for me. They're not for my company necessarily. I ask them questions like the type of stuff you guys are asking me now. Can you, do I need a partner? Because I'm thinking about this partner and these are the attributes, you know, like helping me use discernment for my partners. One of the things I asked my mentor the other day was, is my list too hot for me to do in another affiliate thing? You know, like, how much time do I need to wait? Like things like that, just like experiential questions, not structural questions, because I'm very, very confident in my structural ability. So I don't feel the need to ask other people who don't have my experience questions about that, because that doesn't really make sense to me. And no, I have not hired a coach. God being so good, I've had so much great experience brought to me through the type of mentors, like the people that I have as mentors and friends, are the type of people I would hire anyways as a coach. So I'm really, really blessed that way. What else? And I'll see a bunch of you guys tomorrow night. All right, I am off. Thank you guys for yelling at me to get off. I'm going to go off so I can go just hang out with the husband for a little bit and still have energy to pack, because I think I have to pack tonight because I leave at like 4 in the morning and I know my life. So I will not be ready. I'll be there with no wigs. And you know I travel with no lesson too, so we can't have that. So all right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for putting up with my tired pants self, and I will see some of you guys tomorrow in Florida, and I'll be like chipper and sunny, and I will be back soon. All right, love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.